Hello, my name is Stephen. Wishing you a very, very merry generic winter festival from the National Leprechaun Museum here in Ireland. Now, there's not many traditional Irish stories that are set around Christmas or winter time, because in Irish tradition, winter isn't really a time for going out and doing things. It's more of a time for staying home and sleeping and eating way too much food and just trying to stay warm, really. But I do have a kind of seasonal story. It's a story about how you might want to be a little bit wary of your Christmas dinner. And many, many years ago in Birr in County Offaly, there was a family living there, and the grandmother, she was very, very sick. She had been sick for weeks on end. And one night they were certain this was it, this was the night. So they sent the grandson out to go fetch the priest to give her the last rites. And as he was running out the door, he sees something very strange. The garden gate opens, and through it trots a turkey without a head. And it starts scratching around in the dirt in the garden as if it were alive, which it couldn't have been, because it didn't have a head. And the young boy, he thinks to himself, that's very odd. That's very odd. It's probably not very good either. But who would I tell about it? Who would I get to do something about that other than the priest? And I'm going to get the priest now anyway, so I may as well just get on with it. So he runs up the road to fetch the priest. He goes into the priest's house and he says, Father, my granny, she has been sick for weeks, and tonight she's in terrible form, she's in terrible shape. We think it might be tonight, Father, so could you please come and give her the last rites? And the priest, he says, of course I can. And the two of them, they go downstairs and they get into the priest's horse buggy. And they start riding down the street back to the young boy's house. And as they're on their way, the boy, he turns to the priest and says, Father, I saw something very strange on my way out to get you. As I left the front door, I saw the front gate open, and a turkey without a head on it, it came into the garden and it started scratching around like it was a normal bird, but it wasn't a normal bird at all. It had no head. And the priest, he didn't turn to look at the young boy. He didn't say anything. He just stared straight ahead with steely determination. So they arrived at the house, and the headless turkey, it was still in the garden, scratching around in the dirt, looking for worms and grain. And the young boy, he tried to point it out to the priest, but the priest, he wouldn't look at it, he wouldn't say a word. He just marched straight into the house, straight upstairs to the grandmother's room, and he gave her the last rites. Then he took the young boy aside, and he explained to him, that is no earthly sickness on your granny. I don't know whether that creature outside in the garden is a fairy or a demon or what is it, but it is the one laying that sickness on her, and it is trying to steal her soul away. And the young boy, he began to panic. Oh no, we can't let a turkey steal my granny's soul. She'll be so embarrassed. I'll get such a clip around the ear. What are we going to do? So the priest grabs him and he says, you and I, we are going to rid this place of that creature, and we are going to release your granny's soul from its grip. So the two of them, they march outside, and the priest, he grabs his horsewhip from the buggy and he marches up to the headless turkey and he says, creature, I command you to show me your true form. And the turkey, it ruffles its feathers defiantly. So the priest, now angry, he shouts a second time, creature, I command you to show me your true form. And the turkey gobbles ominously from the stump of its neck. And so the priest, a third time, brandishing his whip, shouts, creature, I command you to show me your true form. And the turkey, its body begins to shimmer, and its form begins to melt and liquefy as it changes into the shape of a tall, thin, gaunt man with a wide-brimmed hat and a long, tattered coat. And the priest, he issues another command. Apparition, I command you to remove that coat. That'd end very poorly for you, Father. I shouldn't be doing that. The priest, at this point, is now entirely out of patience. He takes the whip and he starts lashing the man, shouting and roaring at him to take off the coat. Finally, he does. He begins to unbutton it slowly, and he pulls it open. And it's not a shirt they see underneath, nor a jumper, nor a waistcoat, nor even bare skin. Instead, they see rippling flames, pools of lava, and sinners being punished by demons. And at first, the priest is very much taken aback by this glimpse into hell itself. But he finds his faith, he finds his resolve, he pulls out his crucifix, brandishes his whip, and he shouts, "Creature, I command you to depart this place and never to return." And so the man, he starts folding in on himself. His hands, his feet, his head start pulling into the window in his coat, start pulling into hell. And as he folds in on himself and vanishes with a puff of smoke, the priest and the young boy, they let out a sigh of relief. And the grandmother, she recovers almost instantly. In an hour or so, she's back in perfect health. But the priest, he probably should have listened to the warning. No mortal soul is prepared for a glimpse into hell itself. And he died within the week. Oh, maybe, just maybe, after hearing this story, you'll be a little more careful about how you source your turkey for the Christmas dinner. You have to make very sure it's been ethically and non-demonically farmed. Thank you.